What's up, boys? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever. It's Monday, which means it's another, I would say recap, but there were no UFC events this past weekend. So this will be a preview of UFC Austin, which is taking place this Saturday in Austin, Texas, at the university, on the campus of the University of Texas at Austin. I can't remember the name of the arena, but it is where the Longhorns have all their basketball games. But it is in that arena. The card is going to be headlined by a lightweight bout between Beneil Dariush and Arman Tsarukyan. That's the headliner. It's actually a pretty good card. For a fight night card, it's not bad. And it's going to be on ESPN. I think technically the name of the card is UFC on ESPN 52. I'm just calling it UFC Austin because that's where it's taking place. And yeah, who really cares? But yeah, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So shout out to everyone that will listen to this stream. Anyone that comes through to chat, shout out to you guys. Make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving holiday. And everyone is rested and full and happy. What's up, Lobby? I like it, dude. You want to talk a little Benavidez, Andrade, whatever, before people get in here? I figure this is the time, dude. Now's the time while we're just getting warmed up. Sit here and have a toke with Lobby and talk a little boxing. Ain't nobody in here talking no MMA yet. So any early releases for this card? If you are referring to UFC Austin, you'll just have to tune in and find out. Maybe there is and maybe there ain't. You just gonna have to stay tuned. But I'll tell you what, it's good to see you in the chat lobby. I hope you had a good holiday. Cheers. Kush Mints is the flavor of the day. Hope you're having a good one. Weed Cali in the chalice. Yeah, I like Kush Mints. It's a good taste. There's a good taste to it. So, hold on just a second. I picked Benavidez by decision. Red flag, though, that Andrade ducked Janibek and Parker lately. Yeah, so I'm actually not surprised that Andrade, whatever. I'm not surprised that Boo Boo got stopped. I didn't make a prediction on that fight, so I'm not gonna like retroactively go back and be like, oh dude, yeah, I would have picked Benavidez by knockout, totally 6th round. You know, like I'm not gonna say that, but I'll say this. I'm not surprised that he got stopped because I've always thought Boo Boo was a fraud. Not that he's not a good fighter. He's a skilled outfighter. He's a pure boxer, but he doesn't hit that hard. And he has fought the most middling competition. Like they're not all bums, but it's very mediocre competition for as much like praise and shit. It gets showered on that dude. And people talk about, oh, his amateur pedigree and how good of a pure fighter and boxer. It's like, yeah, he looks good versus these fucking like mediocre, like journeyman to like were once contender type dudes. Like, yeah, I kind of always thought this was going to happen. I kind of always knew that once the competition became elite, that it would start going south for him. And I think it makes a lot of sense. This is why he avoided all the top names for a while. This is he definitely Boo Boo Andrade took the I'm going to do whatever I can to not lose my zero, including avoiding the top fighters in his division. So all this dude is ducking me, Charlo's ducking me, Canelo's ducking me. Bull fucking shit, dude. You had nothing to bring to the table, and they would have both whooped your fucking ass. Charlo and Canelo both beat his ass. I don't care what anybody says about Charlo and whatever, dude. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, for Benavidez, I mean, yeah, I was impressed. Like knocking Andrade out in 6 rounds. I was more impressed by the Plant fight. I'll say that. I was more impressed by what he did against Plant. So I don't really, you know what I mean? Like it was impressive, but I don't think like Plant hits harder. He's a better counter puncher. He's also a slick outfighter, but he's more of a boxer puncher than like Andrade is a boxer. He dances around the outside. He looks slick. He lands. He's a good counter puncher, but he lands accurate punches that aren't very hard. He scores points. He wins rounds, but it's against just so competition. He usually looks good, but it's against like, you know, these guys that any of these top dudes would just fucking crush. I agree. Yeah, I mean, and that's not a hot take. Like that's been the common criticism of Demetrius Andrade is like, yeah, he's good, but he ain't fucking fought nobody. And then it was like that happened for like 5. Like, dude, I was having the same conversation about Boo Boo in 2018. This exact same conversation. Yeah, he looks good. Who's he fought? He looks good. Amateur, this, that, and the third. Who the fuck has he fought? So, yeah, that part wasn't really surprising, but yeah, Benavidez looked good. I still want to see him versus Canelo. I still think Canelo wins. I think it's a Canelo decision. I don't hate the Canelo by knockout. I mean, I still think Alvarez he's demonstrably and categorically better than Caleb Plant. He fucking stopped him. Benavidez went to the cards. I'm not saying that automatically means he beats Benavidez, but you can't like completely ignore that either. And just the experience. Yeah, Canelo, like, dude, if it was a few years ago, yeah, I'd take Canelo by knockout. He'd knock his block off. And he still might, because the fight that he's going to have to fight with Canelo will make him pay for certain things that he just like. Benavidez is a juggernaut. He marches forward, he eats punches, and he gets himself in a position to get his own powerful punches off. Against Canelo, he's like, it's going to be fire with fire, dude. And Canelo is very accurate and powerful and pretty fucking slick himself. So I want to see that fight for sure. I definitely want to see that fight more than I ever have, but I still got Canelo by decision. But I agree. All those things are true. Nah, dude, Canelo, if there is one thing I will say about Canelo Alvarez, Saul got a beard. He got a fucking chin, bro. He just, even a clean punch, he'll just eat it. He don't always like it, but I just haven't really ever seen him that hurt. I think he might have been flash knockdown before. I think he's like, he has a really good poker face, but he doesn't get visibly wobbled all that often. He's a very, very durable fighter. And that's kind of what Benavidez, I'm not going to say he like relies on it, but that's usually what happens is like he wears down his opponent and eventually just breaks them. You don't really break Canelo. You have to outbox him, and you have to land with some kind of significance. I just don't know how much Benavidez is going to be able to outbox him. I think he's like Plant was able to kind of do some slick counterpunching and kind of make Benavidez pay for being sloppy. Canelo will do that even more. And he'll actually make him like he actually might. I mean, dude, fucking Gavril sat Benavidez on his ass. Like, Canelo can definitely knock him out. And actually, that's not a bad bet. Canelo by knockout. I'm sure it'll be pretty decent, but I'm gonna have to go with Canelo by decision, me personally. Yes, that's true. Yes, true. Very true. Jackie boy, what's up, Jack? How are you, dude? You're just in time, Jack. Getting warmed up here, talking a little boxing. It was Benavidez Andrade was probably the biggest fight that happened this weekend. Just talking about that a little bit. And moving forward, yeah. I still want to see Canelo versus Benavidez, though. And yeah, I mean, was giving Canelo a ton before he ran through 168. I was giving the dude a ton of shit for just kind of cherry picking these divisions and fights and stuff. But I mean, he fought Bivol, he cleaned out super middleweight. So let's get that Benavidez fight now. I'm not even gonna be like, dude, he's ducking Benavidez. Like, let's just have the fight. Let's just get that fight now. I'm well, thanks. Very cold back home. Yeah, it's getting chilly here too, dude. Bundle up, Jackie boy. Batten down the hatches for that old mountain wind. Those valley winds whipping down off that mountain. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. But yeah, it's getting chilly, dude. Getting down to the 40s. I've had to wear a beanie the last few times I've gone out. Getting that time of year, boys. Beginning to look a lot like Christmas around my domicile. Weather's getting colder. We got 4 people in here. Homie Noah says Andre would kill Canelo. Yeah, probably. In the 30s this morning in South Texas. Great. Yeah, one of us is going to die. That's a bad omen. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, 32 is freezing. 32 Fahrenheit is when water freezes. Yeah, for sure. I can't remember what the difference is between Celsius and Fahrenheit, but yeah. Nice, dude. Dude, I sleep so much better when it's cold. Yeah, dude. Fuck, I've been sleeping like a rock lately. But yeah, it's chilly. So let's talk some UFC Austin, boys. Shout out to the 4 people in the building. Smash the like button. Let's talk this fight card. We can really go in whatever order. Like, we don't have to go from the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom. Like, which fights y'all want to talk about the most, man? I'll just let y'all decide. Because I'm really just planning on discussing this card or whatever fights interest y'all the most. And I've made a few bets, so I'm going to talk about those. And yeah, I don't have like a super definitive, like, bullet point docket today. Just kind of whatever, man. Just kind of talk about this card and whatever bets or spots y'all like. And yeah, just get hyped up for it. It's the first UFC card we've had in 2 weeks, and it's actually not bad. The card itself is pretty decent. Speaking of which, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Shout out and salute to the Dome, the best group chat in the whole wide world. Dome is up in here strong already. Shout out to you, boys. This week will also be the return of the MMA Locker Room Talk podcast. Shout out to the boys at PSR. Big Show, Mills, Nikki. Going to be back with that on Thursday. Shout out to my dude Big Show picks for the sweet overlay. And yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, going to get a double dose of 2 cents on Thursday, boys. I'm going to do the PSR podcast, going to do the MMA Locker Room Talk, and then we're going to continue the Cosmic Countdown. Shout out to my dude Aaron. Going to be back with that. So yeah, double duty on Thursday, and then Friday I will be back to cover the weigh-ins for this card. So, without further ado, let's talk about UFC Austin, aka UFC on ESPN 52. See, this is what I like, dude. Got the hot takes already. Joe Solecki is Wolf tickets. Everybody on that bum Closa is going to bust him up. I like it, dude. I like the fire and the fury already. Let me pull this thing up. Okay, UFC Austin, headlined by Dariush Tsarukyan. Pretty decent fight. Top 10 lightweight fight. So Noah brought it up. Let's talk about it. Drakkar Klose and Joe Solecki. This is... Let me look at the lines. Add. Let's see. Best fight odds. I think I remember Solecki being the underdog. I think. Yeah, he's a slight underdog. So this is kind of like, from a betting standpoint, it's kind of take your pick, dude. If you like Solecki, he's a slight underdog. If you like Klose, though, man, like, that money line is pretty tasty. Like, it's not too far away from even money. The best you can get is minus 125. I'd have to pay 135, minus 135. That's really not bad, though. I'm kind of leaning towards Drakkar Klose myself. I think he's much heavier handed on the feet, and I am kind of feeling like it could be a Drakkar Klose by knockout situation. So yeah, that whole, what Noah said about busting him up, I'm kind of on that side of things too, man. Solecki's a good fighter, but he's one of these guys that, and in fairness, Jakar Close has kind of been like this too. Selecki is one of these guys. He's like good and talented, but he just gets overhyped, dude. And I just feel like he gets that like Northeast push that some of these fighters get, where it's like, dude, those guys are loyal to their fucking soul, but dude, sometimes their bias is just insane. So I feel like that happens a little bit with Selecki. He's a good fighter though. So in like a vacuum, Selecki is an underdog. I see why people are on that, but I'm see why Close is the favorite, and I'm probably gonna be picking him. I just think he like. Let's look at Selecki. Like, I think not everyone, but like so many people, you hear the name Jakar Close, and what's the first thing you think of? Him hurting Beneil Dariush and then getting dirt McGirded. Don't lie. That's the first. You think Jakar Close, you think of him getting fucking slumped by Benny. Interesting that they're on the same card now. So, let's see. Joe Selecki. Yep. Now his record is good. He only has one loss in the UFC. But he lost a split to Gordon. He got slumped by Nicholas Moda and lost a decision to some fucking no-name. And he really doesn't have that many fights. He's a good fighter. He had like a win over Jim Miller. Even if it was just 2 years ago, that's a solid win. I'm not going to shit on that. He took care of Hubbard in short fashion. He went to a decision with Matt Wyman. Other than you take Miller out of there though, and that's a little bit of can crushing, man. Like Hubbard is the best win. I don't know, dude. I feel like he's kind of one of these guys they've been slow rolling, which is probably a good thing. But I feel like he's largely untested on I mean, Miller is a decent. Like, I'm not going to shit on that. That's why I'm not going to sit here and like totally dog on Selecki, but I think he's being a little bit overhyped. And I think Jakar Close maybe it's weird though, because you would swear by the way people are talking about this fight, and Noah kind of like hinted at it, like you would swear Selecki's the favorite because everyone seems to be on him. I like Jakar Close here. The more I think about it, the more I look at it like, yeah, Miller's a good fighter. He hits pretty hard. I think Close is a little bit more dangerous. Now, Close himself, I'm looking at his record real quick. A little bit older. A few more fights on a little bit of a higher level. I don't know, man. I think the win over Bobby Green is better than a decision over Jim Miller, to be honest with you. And yeah, like you take Miller out of there, it's Kando, Jacasey. That's not bad. Rafa Garcia and Jenkins, Brandon Jenkins, and Yago said, whatever. But yeah, and the loss to Tamer is not good. That's not a good look. So I mean, I get it, but I like Jakar Close in the spot. Who knows? Maybe he gets choked. I'm not betting it. Big old pass, I'll tell you that. But at the number, if you like Close, that's pretty good. It's a close call, says Jackie Boy Ohio. He'll be here all week. I agree. Too close, too greasy for my comfort. That's why I'm just passing. One thing I'm going to do, it doesn't really apply here, but it just made me think of it. I was thinking about this earlier today when I was driving to the dispatch. What I'm going to start doing in 2024 is I'm going to stop fading fighters that I don't like with bets. Selecki isn't the best example, but I'm just going to pass on those fights. If it's a fighter that I don't like, that I'm just like, I hate the way they fight, I can't stand that they keep getting these bullshit decisions, I'm just, anytime that thought pops into my mind, I'm just going to train my brain to just pass. Just fucking pass. It'll take my bias out of it. Don't make bets. Like, I'm going to try and just make bets where it's a fighter that I like and I favor them to win and they shouldn't be an underdog kind of deal. Not like, I don't like this dude, let me try and fade him and make money fading a guy that I can't stand. I feel like that blinds me too much, and it happens a lot in close fights where it's like you can make a case for the other guy, but because I hate the guys fighting, it's just like I don't know, dude. I'm going to try and avoid those situations, though. And this just kind of makes me think of it like I don't like Selecki very much. As I just think he's kind of a fucking grappling nerd. I just don't like the way he fights. I think close probably wins, but I'm not going to parlay close because it's a very tempting money line, but I'm just going to avoid that. So I guess this is kind of an example. Maybe not the strongest, but I'm gonna try and avoid shit like that in the future. Where it's like I want to bet on fighters that I like instead of fading fighters that I don't, kind of deal. I agree, Lobby. Dude, just bet the winner. Bet who's gonna win the fight, dude. Just bet who's gonna win the game. It's not that hard. Figure out who's gonna win and then put money on them. That's the secret to gambling. Bet the correct winners. Pretty simple. But yeah, I know you're kind of joking, but to your point, yeah, for sure. So yeah, with Close and Selecki, it's just a pass for me. I like Close. It's a tempting money line, whereas I'll toss your car in a parlay. Selecki gets some greasy decision. Fuck that. Nah. Lean Close, but pass for sure. What fight should we talk about next, boys? What we got here? How about, did someone say Reese earlier? Reese and Cody Brundage. Am I fucking imagining? Okay. Reese, a fade on Brundage. Yeah. All right, let's talk about that fight. So, this is one of the guys that I said I needed to tape. I didn't fucking tape it. Well, I got time. Shall I do a little Zach Reese taping? What do you think? 4 people that are in here, is that going to fucking drive y'all nuts? I definitely don't want to piss my my loyal audience off. We were doing some can crushing. Goddamn. 1-0, 0-1, 0-0, 6-3, 5-10. Lord have mercy. Decent win on Contender Series against another dude that's probably like him that had an undefeated. Yep. Yeah, Aronov. The Israeli dude. Yeah, he's another guy been doing some can crushing and then lost to him. So decent win, but another guy that's like kind of untested. So yeah. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. Appears to be a grappling nerd. Brundage is a doofus, a somewhat talented doofus. Brundage is heavy-handed, but he doesn't have a great chin. He doesn't have the most heart in the world. And his fight IQ is fucking horrendous. So, I mean, would it really be crazy if Zach Reese came in and beat Cody Brundage in his debut? I don't think so. Am I going to bet on it, or am I going to bet on fucking Cody Brundage? Absolutely not. This is just, I'm looking at this right now in Tapology, and there is just a gigantic flashing light right above this car that's just pass. So, yeah, I'm passing on Zach Reese versus Cody Brundage. I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. Then got a fluky armbar. So he was getting the shit beat out of him. Tape is short, all first round finishes. Old friend of Krause's. Lord, what shit? Dude, give me the fucking inside scoop then. Come on, dude. Come on, Lobby. I know you be doing that Krause whispering, dude. Talk to me now.
You whisper right here. You tell me right here. You know who killed Kyoko. Right here, you tell me.
Tell us, dude. What's the scuttlebutt? What's the skinny on this, Lobby? I know how close you are to that whole situation. I know what an inside track you fucking have with the now defunct Glory MMA, and I know about you. I know of your Krause whispering, sir. So don't you tell me that you don't. So what's up, Lobby? What do it do? Talk to me now. Talk to me. Give us all the edge here. It's us versus the bookies, bro. Come on. Hook it up. Yeah, initial gut reaction. I got to lean Brundage because of the experience, but it's a big pass. Hometown fight for Reese. Oh, shit. Shout out to the 6 people in the building. What do you think, dude? Let me look at the odds. God. If Reese comes in here and beats Brundage, dude, Cody needs to fucking hang it up. I'm honestly getting sick of seeing Cody Brundage. So actually, I'm rooting for Zach Reese. I'm going to pick Brundage, but if you think that I'm going to fucking, I have to imagine that Brundage is the favorite. If you think I'm going to lay chalk on Cody Brundage, you got me fucking chopped because there ain't no fucking way. But I ain't betting on no fucking Zach Reese either. This is just, it. Like I said, big flashing sign that just says pass. So that's what I'm going to do. What up, Jimmy? Cheers. I don't have a beer, but I'll cheers you with this fucking Kush Mints. What? Boys, why are you telling me this? Why are you tempting me to bet Cody Brundage? Why? Why are you doing this to me? I had my whole slate lined out, and I'm just waiting to. I left a little bit. I allocated a little bit extra. Not extra, but I have a little bit left allocated for the MMA Locker Room Talk podcast parlay. Shout out to the boys at Pub. We'll be back with that on Thursday for a new episode. So yeah, that is what the last little bit of my slate was going to be. But now hearing that Brundage is an underdog against this fucking debutante, God damn it. God damn it. He shouldn't be. Like, Brundage isn't good. He's not good, but he's like, I don't think that Zach Reese is even on any of the level of the guys that have beat him. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he's on a William Knight level, but I don't know. Is he more dangerous on the feet than Olasechek? No. Is he a better grappler than Rodolfo Vieira? Probably not. I don't know. Dumas, Malkoun, like, he was getting whooped by Malkoun. Malkoun's an idiot, but he was all over Cody Brundage like stink on shit. But he would do the same thing to Zach Reese. So, God damn it. This is another, oh Christ. Because Cody Brundage isn't good, dude, and his wins are against, like, not good fighters. And that Malkoun, that is a misnomer. He did not beat Jacob Malkoun. He quit in that fight, and Malkoun's an idiot. So, dude, God damn it. God damn it. Am I really about to bet Cody Brundage? Am I about to do this? Am I actually about to bet Cody Brundage right now? Because I feel like my hand is just being forced into, like, oh, I feel like it's fucking, shout out to my dude Aaron. I feel like this is fucking idle hands. Like, my hand is just being like, oh God, I can't stop it. It's just going into the app. It's about to bet it back. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Christ. All right, let's talk this out. Let's talk this out, boys. I'm not saying I'm on Brundage. I'm not saying I'm not on Brundage, though. That helps a lot, Jack. Thank you. You want to lose your money on the fighter on the last fight of it? Because now you're right, though. You're right. No, I don't. You're right, Lobby. I don't. Thank you for that. Is literally a positive. God damn it. God damn. Don't say that, Jack. Value Hound. Guessing. He should probably have beaten Knight, Maximov, and Vieira, but found a way to lose them all, indeed. He might find a way to lose this one, too. But him being an dude, I don't know. I don't think he should be the underdog. And if he is, he shouldn't be a 2-1 favorite, a 2-1 underdog. 5-inch who? The Reese? Yeah, probably right. Brundage is not he's stocky. I wouldn't say he did. He 72-inch range versus Reese, what, 78 or something? 77, I mean. God damn it. $72 versus 77. Yeah, 5-inch reach advantage. Is he good on the feet, though? Is he any fucking good? God damn it, boys. God damn it. What are these odds? I just can't. Nope. No, I'm not gonna. Nope. I'm sticking. I know I'm not gonna do this. No, I'm not. It's very tempting. I'm gonna pick Brundage, but I'm gonna pass. If it ends up hitting, fine, whatever. I'll take the Tapology pick. I will pick Brundage. No, but I'm passing. Nope. I've made my bed. I've made my slate, and I'm gonna fucking lie in it. If it's a comforting bed with warm blankets and sheets and high thread counts of sheets that warm me and comfort me and leave me rested when I wake up in the morning, fine. If it's a bed full of duty and shit, then that's the bed I've made. But I'm not switching shit around on Cody Brundage. Giving my head a shake. No, I'm not betting on that. What up, Owen? What up, boy? Your Emerald Island brother checking in. Pound it. Yes, sir. Good to see you. Shout out to the whole Emerald Isle, the whole Ireland. Shout out to the whole UK. I can't remember if Ireland's a part of that or not, but you know what I mean. UK, Ireland, all that shit. All those islands there. Shout out to you boys. Hope you're all doing good. Jackie Boy said he's back in the mainland, so he can throw Jackie Boy in there too. It's almost like Zach Reese isn't good, so Brundage will probably lose emphatically. Yeah. One of the exact kind of like Brendan Allen and Paul Craig. If Allen was better, Paul Craig would have beaten him. So it's not the exact same thing. And that's actually a horrible comparison. I don't know why I made that, but whatever, dude. You get what I'm trying to say. Maybe. Well, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, no, we're on the same page then. Okay, well, yes. Okay, so then, right. Shout out to the UK and Ireland. Shout out to Owen. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, Owen, been coming back around a little bit more here recently. And I like to see that, man. I hope you're doing well. We are international in this thing. I'm taking Brundage in the round 1 KO prop. He could also drop Gilly. God, the Brundage Gilly. What's the over and under on how many times Brundage will fucking pull Gilly in this fight? Reese is BJJ nerd with no cardio and not good Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Oh, shit. God, see, this is like, I feel like I'm being tractor beamed into fucking betting Brundage now. I know, dude. I'd same. God damn it. You gotta know when to hold them. Oh, when to fold them. Yes, thank you. Reese is shitty. Paul Craig, like really shitty. Brundage has to win the last fight of his contract so we can get the American Paul Craig versus the Scottish Paul Craig. Is that what we're headed for? Is that the waterfall that we're headed for? Is that where this river's taking us? To the waterfall of Cody Brundage and Paul Craig, loser leaves town? Is that how the mighty have fallen? Is that how far the mighty have fallen? Because normally to put Brundage in the same sentence as the better G is wild, but we might be in those times, boys. I mean, it's 30 fucking degrees in Texas, South Texas. So you tell me it ain't the end of it's the end of days. Yeah, I agree. I kind of agree. God damn it. No, God damn it. You're gonna make me fucking bet Cody Brundage. God, that is. It sounds like a joke, but if it happened, it wouldn't be the craziest thing that's happened. And that's kind of fucked up. But like I said, we might be living in the end of days right now, boys. I don't know that, but you know, these are definitely some wild times. So that, oh my God, dude, I'm really fucking tempted to bet that. And I don't agree with that line, but What is it? What's the line? Cody Brundage is just such an auto fade to me. But I agree with everything you're saying. I would have, I could, like, having not looked at the lines, if you just told me those two fighters and doing that little wiki cabin bullshit I just did, I would make Brundage like a minus 150, minus 175 favorite. Like, nothing crazy. But to make this dude a 2-1 favorite, this fucking nobody. Yeah. It's plus 170. Yeah, I'm getting I'm getting like the worst line of all the major sports books. I'm getting the worst line on Cody Brundage. So yeah, that makes it an easy pass for me. But yeah, I got to favor Cody with the experience and that, and yeah. But for real, like, that's wild. That's wild to me. I can't believe he's the underdog. Oh yeah, that's a Brundage hurts him real bad and then gets triangled. It'd be a fucking stupid fight. That fight, like, Brundage versus Craig can't read. It reads at like a fucking kindergarten reading level. It would probably be Dalcha Brundage. Yeah, exactly. The tables have turned. Yep. Like Kenny Rogers said. Yep. Yeah, I guess so. Man. It's weird. It's very tempting. It is very tempting. And I don't think that's a bad bet at all. I really don't, man. So I'm pulling for you, Noah, and I will be picking Brundage for sure. I ain't picking no fucking Zach Reese. As a dog, maybe I would bet him, but as the favorite? Has he beat somebody? Who? The Israeli dude on Contender Series that Noah just reminded me was whooping his fucking ass. Okay. Another dude that is not in the UFC. Like, all right. That's kind of wild, but I don't know. It's going to be a pass for me. Yeah. Yep. Dogger pass, and I'm passing. All right, let's look at the rest of this. Y'all want to bet? Y'all want to know if, like, I'm not giving you a bet. I'm just gonna. You want to know what one of my bets is, and we can talk about this fight if you want to. I've made 3 bets so far. 3 underdogs. One of them is a pretty big underdog, and like I said, the last part of my slate is going to be the MMA Locker Room Top Podcast parlay. Stay tuned for that on Thursday. But yeah, 3 underdogs and then that parlay will be my slate. 2 units, not going crazy. But yeah, let's look at this card a little bit more. I don't really have too much to say about Costa and Steve Garcia. I'm not betting that fight. I'm not betting Goodner Turman. Let's talk about Kelvin Gastelum and Sean Brady. Let's talk about that. You want to talk Gastelum and Brady? I think that is either I know it's on the main card. It might not be a a Co-Main or a Coco, because there are a couple big names on this card, a couple decent showcase fights, as you might say. Yeah, it's on the main card, but it is not in a featured spot. So yeah, let's talk about that. KG and Sean Brady. Crazy that KG is only 1 year older than Sean Brady. Now, this is Gastelum dropping back down to welterweight. He was a middleweight for a while. Everyone knows what the deal is with Gastelum. He is an undersized middleweight that does not want to cut. So he campaigned at middleweight to not a ton of success. He has a couple wins over some like okay opponents, and he has some good losses, right? But overall, he was not incredibly successful. So he's coming back down to welterweight. Brady, has he fought since he got knocked out by Bilal Muhammad? No. So Brady hadn't fought in over a year. I think there's more question marks on Sean Brady than there is Gastelum. Like, Gastelum has always kind of been known as this like kind of flaky dude. Like, I don't think him going back down to welterweight is like, oh my God, I can't, this is so unlike him. You know what I mean? Like, he's just kind of can't make up his fucking mind about which weight class he wants to be in. He's just kind of a flaky dude. Let's just be real. Kelvin's kind of a flaky dude. Really good fighter, talented fighter, but kind of a flake when it comes to his discipline as far as his weight. With the weight cutting, at least, he's flaky with that. But that is a little more, let's just say, on par with Gastelum. It's not like Brady has really done anything weird, but I think that's a little bit more what I expect from Kelvin. I don't know what to expect as much from Brady taking the year off. I guess it's good for him, but, and I know he had a canceled fight, but is like, did he get injured or something? I'm wondering why he took a year off. A dude that's 31. Like, was he really that fucked up from the Bilal Muhammad fight? I know he had some issues with his nose. I'm sure the nose got rebroken. Was it that? I mean, I can understand that. I'm just wondering why. Like, not that there isn't a good reason, but there has to be some kind of reason, right? I mean, a canceled fight ain't going to keep you out for a whole fucking year, you know? I mean, he had a fucked up nose, and Bilal, like, yeah, I don't know. So it's an interesting setup. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm on Kelvin Gastelum. I bet Kelvin Gastelum. He's the first fighter that I bet when I looked at this card. It's like, I think, I wish the odds were a little bit better, and I wish I had waited a little bit longer too, because I did not get very good odds. But I got him as like a very slight, barely like underdog. Bet him plus 100. It's now plus 120. So I should have waited a little bit, but that tends to be a good sign. When I miss the line, good things usually happen. So hopefully that's a good omen. The last time I bet Kelvin Gastelum, I was successful against Christopher Curtis. But I don't know. Like, I guess I get why Gastelum's the underdog, because he makes so many mistakes, and against Brady, he could like play jiu-jitsu, and like Brady could just lay on top of him the whole time and land ground and pound here and there, stay safe. Gastelum just, I don't know though, man. Gastelum is a black belt, and he does have some pretty good scrambling ability. He doesn't always show it, and he doesn't always fight to his full potential, and he doesn't always have the best fight IQ. But I will put a little caveat on that it's usually against a pretty high. Like Gastelum doesn't fight scrubs. The worst level of competition he fights are like fringe top 15, like barely top 15. Like that's usually the worst. But he's fought Adesanya, he's fought Whitaker. Like he has a ton of experience compared to Brady. So yeah, I like Gastelum here. I think he knocks Brady out. I don't think that's a hot take either. Like he's a way better striker. Brady got stopped by Bilal Muhammad. He ain't got hands like Kelvin. Kelvin hits really hard, and he's got good, crispy boxing. Brady is going to, he is going to have to, capital Haveto, have to get this fight to the ground. And even then, it might not be enough. So yeah, I like Gastelum here. I'm not getting cute with the knockout though. Like Gastelum could club and sub him. When Kelvin does take the back, he's pretty good at finding the choke. He's a good grappler. He's a good fighter. And I don't think this is the level of fighter that Gastelum slips on a banana peel with. This is usually the level of fighter that he looks impressive against, and I think he will do just that. So yeah, I got KG. What up, Big Moise? No. I don't think so. I don't think. What's up, Moise? I don't think that Lightning strikes twice. Lightning does strike twice, but I don't think it strikes twice with that one. I don't think KG, I think he knows he fucked up there. But that is like Brady's only chance. Some crazy fluke submission. If this is on the feet, Sean Brady's going to get fucked off, dude. In what way, though, Jack? Like the striking? Certainly not the striking. The record and the ranking, sure. The record and the ranking and the performances as of late, sure. But other than Bilal stopping Brady, we used to make fun of Bilal striking. You, me, and everyone else made fun of Bilal Muhammad striking, and he knocked Sean Brady out. You can't possibly think that Bilal is as dangerous as Kelvin on the feet. Please tell me. I know that you don't think. I get what you're saying, and to some extent, I agree with the run he's been on and the ranking. All that is fair, but I don't think that's the whole story either. There's not the same level of danger, and even that, and I understand too that Bilal's, the threat of the takedown does present a little bit of a different matchup, but I think making Kelvin the underdog here is a little bit disrespectful, personally, and I think Kelvin's gonna knock him out. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. What's up, Zach? Yeah, I got KG as well. I think he's gonna knock him out. Yeah, I think Sean Brady's wolf tickets, man. I think he's a high job. I've been on record for that. He's not a bad fighter, but Chiesa is his best win. Come on, man. Yeah, exactly. Chiesa was kind of tuning him up. Dude, KG he's gonna knock that motherfucker out. So yeah. KG is a part of TC's greasy little UFC Austin slate. It's the first bet I made. We're right here at the hour mark. Smash the like button if you haven't. Much appreciated. Yeah, I got Gastelum. Of course, I missed the line. It's plus 120 now, but yeah, that's usually a good sign. I agree. Kelvin has faced better grapplers. He's faced better strikers. He's faced better fighters, period. Bigger and better fighters. Not only fighters that are like size-wise bigger than Brady, but they're just fucking better. Way better. And he's held his own to varying degrees. And I think this is a get right spot for Gastelum. And it's just weird. It's weird that Brady took all that time off and then he goes right back into it with Kelvin. Like that ain't the type of dude you want to test your nose on, dog. Kelvin's got a good jab and a good straight 1-2. He's going to break that fucking bird beak in half like pretty quickly. Brady's going to be panic wrestling. Dude, Kelvin's going to fuck this dude up. But yeah, that's what I think. So yeah, that was the first bet I made. And yeah, I feel good about it. Now, I have two other bets. I will tell you about one of them, and the other one I will save for Friday. I got to leave a little bit of suspense. And then also Friday, I will have the PSR MMA Locker Room Talk podcast parlay ready as well. And that will complete my slate. Tempted to bet Brundage, not going to do it, just going to pass. So we're an hour in, just over an hour in. I'm going to hit the head, and then when I come back, we're going to talk about another fight and the next bet that I made. I hope you're all doing good. Smash the like button if you haven't. Smoke them if you got them. Brief intermission, and then we will be back to talk more UFC Austin, to talk more greasy gambling, and to just have a good time. Let me do this. All right, boys. I'm back. Shout out to you guys for hanging around. Talking UFC Austin. About to talk. Is it the co-main? Keep forgetting the order of these fights. It is the Coco. It's the Coco. The co-main was supposed to be Bobby Green versus Dan Hooker. It is now Bobby Green versus Jalen Turner. I think. Or wait. No, God damn it. No, it was Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker. Bobby Green is the one stepping in on short notice, right? Right? Yes. I think that's right. Supposed to be Turner versus Hooker. Hooker pulled out. Bobby Green steps in. I think that's what happened. In any case, that's the co-main. We're going to talk about the Coco. The co-main event. The third to last fight on the card. Which is Rob Font. Let me get this right. This is a bantamweight bout featuring Rob Font and the bantamweight debut of Devs Figueiredo. Figgy Fig versus Rob Font. I think this is a dope fight. Excellent excellent introduction to the bantamweight division for Figgy, and very much looking forward to it. So let's talk about this fight. Tell me what y'all think. I'm pretty excited for it myself. I want to see what Figgy looks like at 135, and it's against a pretty, I like it because Font is big enough of a name, but it's not someone that is like, he's not necessarily like biting off more than he can chew. Now it could be, but I think it is a winnable fight for Figueiredo, I think it'll be, Font is big enough of a name where it's a respectable debut opponent. Does that make sense? A respectable fighter and name, but still like potential for Davison to shine is what I think. Now, I'm gonna repack that chillin'. What y'all smoking on today, dude? It's Cushman's for me. There we go. Yeah, this is a good one, man. Figueiredo finally fucking moving up to bantamweight, dude. Former flyweight champion. Well-documented weight cutting issues. It has been time for this motherfucker to move up. He's finally doing it. We get the bantamweight debut of Figgy Fig. He's one of my favorite flyweight fighters. He used to be my favorite flyweight. He was for a while, and Pantoja has taken over that spot. I didn't just bandwagon Pantoja when he won the championship. I've been a fan of Pantoja for the last couple of years, and sort of like, I'm going to say around right before the Brandon Moreno fight is when I really started fucking with Pantoja. I'm sorry, not the Brandon Moreno, the Brandon Royval fight. Right before the Brandon Royval fight is when I would say my Pantoja fandom, or standom rather, started. But yeah, in any case, Figgy used to be the dude. That's what I'm saying. Intermission is over. We are back to previewing UFC on ESPN 52, aka UFC Austin, aka UFC Beneil Dariush versus Arman Tsarukyan. And we are now talking about Rob Font versus Figgy Fig. Figueiredo. Like I said, bantamweight debut of Figgy versus the division stalwart Rob Font. I guess what you call him, kind of a gatekeeper type dude. Has fought a lot of big names. Doesn't always come out on the right end of it. He's had a rough stretch recently, but he's been fighting basically the top of the fucking division. So, yeah, he's lost 3 of the last 4, but it's against Aldo, Cheeto, and Corey Sandhagen. Now, he did, in between that, though, he had that big knockout win against Adrian Yanez, and he fed me a whole plate full of crow. So I have to give Rob Font his respect. He derailed that fucking Adrian Yanez hype train like no, that was a devastating hype train derailing. And before that, you know, dude, Ricky Simone, Marlon Moraes, and Cody Garbrandt, those aren't bad wins at all. That's not a bad win streak, man. So, like, Font that's what I'm saying. He's a good first test for Figgy. Like, it's a winnable fight for Figueiredo, but it's not going to be like, I don't think it's just going to be a walk in the park. Because Font's got a lot of experience, and he only usually loses to the cream of the crop. Now, as I'm sure, well, I'm not going to say I'm sure, but some of you may know where I'm going with this. This fight has my next bet. Take a wild guess who I bet. Just take a wild guess. Give you a hint. It ain't Rob Font. This is my second bet of the night. Your boy's back at it. The Figgy propaganda is never far from my lips. I will speak my truth. And I think that Deiveson Figueiredo is going to knock out Rob Font. I'm maybe doing a little bit of projecting, maybe doing a little bit of standing, a little bit of X, you know, this used to be my fucking dude at lightweight. I mean, at flyweight. But I don't know, man. Like, he's not the old guy in this one. They're pretty much the same age. And I know who fucking hits harder. I know he knocked out Adrian Yanez. Much respect. Yanez is a fucking punching bag, though. Anyways, but dude, Figgy fucking cracks, man. And at bantamweight, he's not going to be as drained. I kind of think he's going to be fucking fearsome, dude. And I think he's going to chin check Rob Font. You know, what I was saying about Rob Font only losing to the very best, that's kind of like Davison too. That's kind of like Davison. He only lost to Brandon Moreno and Jussier Formiga. That's it. And that draw against Moreno, I think, is bullshit. So really, he should be 22-2. Or no, excuse me, 22-3. He should be 22-3. The last two Moreno losses were obviously legit. They were both stoppages. And even the last one, his eye was fucked up. So he beat Moreno. I thought he beat him twice. But technically on paper, he did beat him once fair and square, dropped him 3 times. I mean, if there's anything people know about Davison, he hits like a fucking truck. He has a win over Pantoja, which Brandon Moreno cannot seem to get. Even back then, he got him. He kind of like cleaned out flyweight other than that. Yeah, Moreno, like they made for really good dance partners, man. But I still think he beat him the first time, and I still think they're 2-2. But regardless, I just think that Font, I'm not going to call him washed, man. I just think that Figueiredo is just going to pack a little bit more of a punch. And with it being a 3-rounder, he's not going to have to conserve as much energy. And I think he's just going to fucking go for broke, dude. And dudes that fucking yeet on Font usually tend to fucking get it done. You know what I mean? Like, that's how Font loses. He'll be doing well. He's a good boxer. Has a steady jab. He'll be having success, getting his 1-2s going, and then all of a sudden, boom. I think that's what's going to happen here. I think he's going to get clipped. So I got Figgy by knockout, and yeah, I think former champion as a dog that's only lost to, I mean, Jussier is not, the best loss in the world, but that was a while ago, dude. You want to talk about what some of Font's early losses are? You know what I mean? So I just, yeah. Yeah, I gotta go with the dog here. But this is going to tell us a good bit about Figgy and his bantamweight prospects, which is why I like the matchup, because it's kind of like, okay, and kind of why I refer to Font as a gatekeeper. Like, okay, if you smoke Rob Font, you're ready. You can throw Figgy in the mix with the bantamweight title picture. But Font's also a good litmus test. Like, dude, if you can't beat Font, you ain't about to do shit at 135. That is such a fucking deep division. Like, you can't beat Rob Font. Take a fucking hike all the way to the back. Not all the way to the back of the line, but dude, just take a hike. So it's a great first test, and I think it's pretty smart too, because it keeps, if Figueiredo does win impressively, you're letting him like play out the last best part of his career. You know what I mean? Like, you're giving him that chance to, like, okay, let's see if Figgy can make a run at bantamweight too, and it throws him into the title picture if he smokes Font. So yeah, it's kind of what I think. What y'all think? Catch up with the comments here. Let's see.
All right.
Guy looked like a killer last fight. I'm assuming you're talking about Bilal. I'm not sure though. Steve Garcia round 1 KO. Great. Guy fucking cracks. I will agree with that. I've definitely faded Garcia when I shouldn't have. Garcia, what a. Yep. Noah said Steve Garcia getting smoked. Brundage only win as an illegal elbow. Great. Dude lost to Ricky Tercios and Alon Cruz. Almost KO'd last fight before the Chinaman death gas. So who the fuck are you talking about? 2016. Figgy is a dog versus a Chinny. That's what I'm saying, man. And at bantamweight, I think he's going to be fucking fearsome. He's not some little whippersnapper like Yanez, dude. He's a battle-tested veteran, and he's not going to be fucking death cut either. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be a bad motherfucker at 135. Probably should have happened a couple of years ago, but yeah. He could. We'll see. We'll see. And I think it's going to be fun getting fucked up. Hot take, Rob Font is trash. Great. I'm not going to say that. I do say Chinny. Yeah. I think he's a little chinny. I think his chin has started to dissipate. Figgy's a fucking dog. I actually really like it. Dude, Zach, what do you mean you don't like it? So you want him to keep cutting to 125? That's insane. You don't like it because you're on Font, which is fair enough. Font's a good fighter. And that's what I'm saying. It's a good litmus test. If he's biting off more than he can chew here, then you can already just like start putting him in certain like fights. Like, okay, he's gonna fight dudes that are entering the top 15 or shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Rob Font can't win or that he won't win. But yeah, Figueiredo is a dog versus a dude that's never sniffed a fucking title shot. Yeah, I'm going to take the dog there. Call me crazy. Whatever. Can call worse. That's what I'm saying. Maybe chinny isn't the right word, but his durability is starting to wane. You have to at least admit that. To act like Rob Font has some, like, yes, he's never been KO'd on paper, but the dude has been getting dropped left, right, and center, and he has been clubbed and sub before. That's how he lost to Munoz. I don't know if you remember that. Munoz fucking damn near knocked his block off and then choked him. So this, I think, fair enough if you don't want to call him chinny, but also don't act like he's the most durable dude that's ever been, and definitely don't act like he ain't been getting cracked lately. Like his chin, that jar the seal has been broken a little bit, and I think Figueiredo is just the type of dude to just break that motherfucker right off. You know what I'm saying? Like Yanez had him kind of hurt a little bit. Don't act like that didn't happen either. I know he beat Yanez, but don't act like the dude is invincible. That's all I'm saying. I think Figueiredo knocks him out. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what Davison looks like. We'll see how much Font still has in the tank. I think it's a good matchup. Yeah, totally. Totally. I give Font his respect, man. He's a good fighter. I have faded him when I shouldn't have, and yeah, you can say it's my Figgy bias too. Fair enough. I got the dog though. Figgy is a fucking dog. He's got a shit ton of heart. He's not going to be as drained as he was before. He's actually the younger fighter here. Believe it or not, Davison Figueiredo is finally the younger fighter. So there's just things that you can't deny about Font. He's not as durable as he used to be, and he's the older fighter here. And he's fighting a dude that hits really fucking hard. and only loses to, with the exception of Formiga, fine. Font lost to fucking Desmond Green back in the day. So if we're gonna go back in the day, like let's tell the whole story. Anyways, yeah, I think Figueiredo is the level of fighter that Font loses to, and I think that Font is not the level of fighter that usually beats Davison. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Figgy by Gilly. There you go, at rhyme. Not really, but I see what you're saying. Saying he was finished is like saying he does exist. He's going to gas out easier than Font up a weight, and the power won't translate at 135 as a 35-year-old man. Well, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. He does. He does. Figgy 1 year younger, 1 year less time since MMA debut, more wins, less losses, more power, better ground game, better record at a higher level, and no drastic weight cut. Those are all things that I like about Davison, and that is the reason why I bet him. I just bet him. We'll see. It is a good card. I was saying that Friday, or no, the last time I streamed, the last time I talked about this, whenever that was. This is good for a Fight Night card. I think it tells us about the skill level of the flyweight division. Fair enough. Font is getting bonked. Font is getting, no, again, did not rhyme. Lock. KG. I like KG as well. I bet Kelvin, and I bet Figgy, and I bet someone else that's a pretty big dog that I will tell you jokers about on Friday. You'll just have to tune in Friday for my last underdog bet. Excuse me. Rob Comic Sans Font. Hi versus Davison times New Roman. Jackie Boy with the wordplay. Zach Reese ain't arm barring Brundage, though. Yeah, I'm tempted to bet Brundage, but I'm not going to fucking do it. I don't really like to be a fan of anyone because I get a biased tie. I know the old, I don't like anyone, bro. I just like fights and money, bro. You know you have fighters you like more than others. And there's nothing wrong with that, Zach. I'm not going to try and pry it out of you, but to act like you don't have fighters that you like more than others and you don't have favorite fighters. Come on. Don't bullshit me. So let's not shit the shitter here. But no, I'm not saying everyone is stand boys out like I do, and I don't expect everyone to. But to say that you don't have your favorite fighters and to say that you don't, like, I understand your point that you don't want to let that bias influence you too much. And that's a good thing to do. I'll say that. I know. Power never translate for older guys. He's not older, though. He's younger. That's what I'm saying. He's younger than Font. Yeah, that's another thing that's true. Like, he's, yeah. Yeah. Pedro bonked him. I think Figgy's going to bonk him too. How much reach? Hi-oh. Suck that, Zach. No, I'm just playing. Hey, Jack said it, not me, dude. I mean, once you get into a Jackie Boy, you better get the arsenal ready. Jack does not go down easily. If you're on the opposite side of Jackie Boy, you better get your fucking magazines and all. You better make sure your ammo and all that shit is locked and loaded. You better be stocked up. That's hilarious. Great. Font should be at 145. I mean, he does cut a lot too. Font has well-documented weight cutting issues himself. No, it's not younger, but why are you acting like Font is younger? Like Font is older. Usually Figgy's like the old man. He's younger than Font. So anything that you're saying about him being older, and I don't like this because he's old, like Font is older. Older and less durable. I feel like Figgy's durability is going to be helped greatly by not cutting that much. And yeah, I think he's still going to hit like a fucking truck. But we'll see. We'll see. It's people moving down that usually goes badly. Going up is a different story. You really think I give a shit? Yes, I do. I do think you give a shit. I think you care. You care a lot. You care a lot. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're pretty funny, Jack. You're a pretty funny guy. Font is fighting at his weight class, though. Yes, he is. So we'll see. Font is a stalwart of the division. He is a gatekeeper. We will see if Figgy is ready for contendership at 135. That is what this fight will determine to me. Is Deiveson Figueiredo a contender at 135? Because if he goes out there and whoops Rob Font, he is. And if he doesn't, if he loses, then he ain't ready. Started at 155, 135. Yeah, drastic jump back. Yeah. Yeah, and he always looks like shit, and he's missed. So yeah, I mean, he's got the volume, he's got the accuracy, he's got the jab. The guy usually can't get out of second gear, though. He can go from first to second, but then it's going to be just that steady diet of second gear. Sometimes that's enough, but dude, if he gets into a firefight with Figgy, he's getting fucking chin, dude. He's not going to be able to do that. He's going to have to. I just don't know, man. I just don't see it. I think Deiveson is too explosive, and he's going to fucking yeet on him. That's what I think. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're probably right. Whatever, bro. Don't you fucking tell me the truth. Yeah. I got Corey. Gotta go Corey. Gots to. That's so fun against Sandhagen. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Yeah, hey, man. If Font was the underdog here, I feel like that's I feel like that's more what I would want to bet. Laying chalk on Rob Font against a dangerous fucking dude like Deiveson. Oh, goddamn, are you going to be sweating that fucking bet, dude? That is just... Even if it hits, man, you are going to sweat that fucking thing. It's not like Font's going to blast through Figueiredo. If he wins, it'll be grinding out a fucking decision. It's only a 3-rounder, though, dude, so it's not like... I don't know, man. Figueiredo can push for 5 rounds, too. This whole fucking Figueiredo is a death gasser. That's bullshit. It's happened in like 1 or 2 fights, but I don't think it's going to be as bad with this weight cut. I'm telling you, dude, he's still going to be shredded. It's not like he's in shape at 125 and he's fat at 135. He should have been at 135 the whole time, probably. he looks sickly at 125. This is a whole nother 10 pounds of fluid around his brain. So I really like this move. And I really like Figgy as an underdog. But it's a good test. We'll see what happens. Nah, he's fucking tough. He's fucking tough. Yeah, I would have to favor Sandhagen. I would have to. I agree. Nice placement. I agree. Hi-oh. He never really was a title contender. Corey or Font? Yeah, Font. Yeah, I agree. Anytime the competition like racks up, he can't really get over the hump, so to speak. But yeah, we'll see where Figgy's at. All right, dude. Well, let's talk about I think I'm going to make this a 2-hour stream, boys. Let's talk about the co-main event, and then we'll hit the main event, and then I'll get the fuck out of here. Let's talk about Turner and Bobby Green. Talk about the co-main event. Let me pull up the odds. Bear fight odds. Best fight odds. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't remember if it's supposed to be Bobby Green, who it was supposed to be versus, but Bobby Green's the underdog. And God damn it, I'm really tempted to bet Bobby Green too. Really, really, really tempted. I'm passing. Bobby Green or pass, and I'm passing. But let's talk about the fight. Yeah, Hooker pulled out. But he pulled out versus Bobby, right? Or versus Jalen? Did Turner step in on short notice or Bobby Green? Jalen Turner. I'm just going to give you the odds from my book. Jalen Turner sitting at minus 250 versus Bobby Green. And he is plus 200. Co-main event, boys. Turner and Bobby Green. I do not. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy that Bobby's the underdog. Let me say that. I don't think it's crazy he's the underdog, but I wouldn't line it like that personally. I don't know how much that line has moved. I don't know if it opened like that or what, but I would have Green as like a minus or like a plus 125 underdog personally. It's tempting. Yeah, he opened plus 180. I don't know, dude. It's tempting. It's very tempting. If it goes above plus 200, I'm going to be very, very, very tempted. I guess we'll see what happens by Friday, but from a betting standpoint, it's green or pass. I'm not interested in parlaying Jalen Turner at minus 250. I see why Turner's the favorite. He's a much younger fighter. He has like physical advantages on Bobby Green. They're both good strikers, so it's not a situation like fucking Grant Dawson where Turner's just going to get one punched. Turner doesn't have the best chin, but I don't think that Bobby Green has like crazy one punch knockout power. He has more power than people give him credit for. He definitely does. He one punched Al Iaquinta. He one punched Grant Dawson. So he has power. But against Turner, I think Turner's going to have the power advantage. I think if anybody gets knocked out in a firefight, it's going to be Bobby Green. I don't know, man. I do slightly favor Turner, I guess, but not enough to bet on him. No fucking way. My respect for Bobby Green and how live he is in so many fights, regardless of the level of competition. Nah, no thanks. I'll pick Turner, but nah, I ain't fucking laying that chalk on him. It's green or pass for me. Okay, thank you. So Turner's the one stepping on short notice. Thank you for that. Eli Green is an underdog. Nice. If Turner doesn't get the early finish, Green should take over. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm picking Jalen. If I was going to bet, it would be on Bobby, but I'm going to pass. I think Turner probably wins a decision. Like, I could see him rocking Bobby. Yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking Bobby Green's a live dog, though. So I'm not getting in front of that. We'll see. So let's look at Bobby Green. I do hear you though, Jackie boy. And I do think Grant Dawson's fucking overrated. I mean, it's easy to say that now, but I was saying this before the Bobby Green fight. I think the dude's overrated. So I still kind of like, I have a certain expectation of Bobby Green, a certain ceiling, if you will, cap, whatever. I can only back Bobby Green against a certain level of competition. And Turner is like right there on the cusp. Like he's like, if he was any better, there's just no way I would even think about Bobby Green. But because he's kind of like just about the level that Bobby can beat, I think it's absolutely a dog or pass situation. I mean, Bobby doesn't really lose to like shitty fighters. He lost to Close, Trinaldo. Those are like his worst losses in recent years. Close, Trinaldo, Thiago Moises. His other losses are that pretty competitive fight with Fiziev, Islam, and losing a firefight with Drew Dober. I slightly favor Turner, but like Noah said, man, if he gets into the later rounds and he hasn't finished Bobby Green and Bobby's still there and Turner starts to get tired, it could be a different story, man. So that's why I just pass like a motherfucker. Yeah, I could see it. Jalen's too dangerous for me to bet on Bobby Green too, so that's why I feel pretty comfortable passing on that one. That's one. It's just like, and I'm gonna start doing that too when I look at a fight and regardless of the money line, I can't decide who I think is gonna win. Nope, pass. In a vacuum, Bobby Green plus 200 underdog, yes, indeed. In this situation though, where it's like, this is a close one, man. I can't pass. Highest green button. Gotcha. Yeah. I don't blame you. I think I'm so comfortable passing here. And that's another thing where it's just like, this is the right thing to do. Sometimes passing doesn't feel right, but it just feels right here. Because there's too much volatility. Both of these dudes are good strikers. I would say Turner hits harder, but Bobby is not an undynamic striker. Like, he's not like, he can fucking crack, and he's a pretty good boxer. He's a pretty good striker in general. But not just, yeah. Making my mind up to pass on it, it feels like the right thing to do. I don't blame you. Yeah, Dawson's just a fraud. He's not a shitty fighter, but he's fraudulent at a high level. I agree with that. Yeah. That is usually a Jackie Boy type bet for sure. Calling the win-loss duality. Great. Passing gas is okay. Yes, it is. It is very relieving. So, yeah, Moyes is farting. I am passing. And, yeah. There you go. That's kind of what I feel about the main event. Just, it's greasy. Turner on short notice. He might kill Bobby in the first round, though. Bobby's a wild fighter, and he doesn't really... He kind of fights the same way every round, dude. He's just like, he goes out there, and I'm Bobby Green, and he just does his thing. Pretty consistent in that way. It's usually like a skill level thing. Like, if the dude he's fighting is more skilled, they're going to beat him. If not, Bobby Green's floor is incredibly high. There might be a certain level of fighter that he just won't beat, but he usually doesn't lose to fighters that are ranked far outside of the rankings. You know what I mean? Like, he usually is only losing to, at worst, decent competition. So, yeah, I'm not interested in laying Jalen Turner chalk. Minus 150 against King Bobby. Nah, that's disrespectful. I'm not going to do it. Still think Jalen wins, though. Just the youth, and I think they probably get into it early and Jalen knocks him out. Probably my pick. So, that's the co-main. Let's talk about this main event briefly, and then I'm going to skedaddle. All right. Dariush and Beneil is, what is he? Dariush is plus 200 on Pariah MGM. Tsarukyan, and he is minus, gotta be minus 250, right? Yeah, minus 250. Now that's the best line that I can get Tsarukyan at of the major legal sports books that I can bet with. So yeah, I think Tsarukyan gets it done. Is there a world where Dariush could get a robbery? Possibly. We've seen Arman Tsarukyan rob before. Scam rob. But I think Tsarukyan gets it done. You know, Dariush is one of these guys where he's not like old, but I do think that like it's getting to the point where one of these fights he's going to go in there and he's going to look his age. I don't know if it's going to be this one. I don't think that Tsarukyan is going to run over Dariush. But, you know, he's 34. Arman's what, 26, 27? So I think I don't think he's going to go in there and look like 40 years old or anything, but I think this could be one of those fights where, unlike, and dude, people are going to look at these fights and be like, oh, well, he beat Gamrot and Tsarukyan lost to him. I think there's a little context to that, too. I think Tsarukyan is an improving fighter. And I think that was a robbery, first of all. I think Tsarukyan won that fight. And I do think he's improving. And I think that, yeah, like Dariush was on a crazy win streak. And then he hit a wall with Charles Oliveira. And that's not the first time that Beneil Dariush has been knocked out. It's not even the second time he's been knocked out. Not even the third time he's been knocked out. Dariush is chinny. And I'm really getting sick of people. They like, you would swear that when you call a fighter chinny, you're like talking about their mom or something. It's not a personal insult. It's a fucking fact. It doesn't mean they're a fucking like weak person or a bitch or a pussy. It just means they can't take a big fucking punch or kick on the chin and not get hurt or knocked out. That's all that means. Dariush is chinny. He just is. That's his fatal flaw. People want to fucking act like it's some other thing than that. He is chinny. I don't know if Tsarukyan is going to be the dude to just knock his block off, but I just think that Tsarukyan is improving as a fighter and a striker. And I don't know, man. I just think he's going to be able to out-grapple him. I think this is just going to be a youth, like kind of young eating the old kind of situation where like Dariush is good, but Tsarukyan's better. Tsarukyan's the one that ends up in the top position more often than not. He's the one that lands the heavier strikes more often than not. Now, Tsarukyan doesn't have an iron chin either. I mean, he got dropped by Scamrot. So it's not inconceivable that Dariush could knock him out or hurt him. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna parlay Sarukian or not, but I do favor Arman quite a bit in this fight. I think other than that, other than him getting clipped, I think he probably wins a pretty comfortable decision. But let me know what y'all think, man. On Turner, or are you talking main event? Line open pick'em. Benny open slide fair gray. Benny isn't that good. He has good takedown defense. Yeah, so he hits hard and he has good takedown defense, but he doesn't have a good chin. So I think that even though Arman isn't like the best striker in the world, I think his striking is decent enough to where he can keep Benny honest. And I don't know, man. I think he's a good grappler. And Dariush is just not going to have the grappling advantage that he does in all these other fights. I think he can knock him out. I think he can knock Sarukian out. So maybe I do pass on this, but this is a favorite or pass situation, man. I don't know. I don't think Dariush is getting it done here. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, that's kind of insane, man. Like, I get Benny has made people a lot of money on this streak of his. He's been an underdog in a lot of these fights, and people have just been cashing their little butts off with Benny. But I think Sarukian is one of the better lightweights on the planet, and Dariush, with the exception of Scamrot, he just doesn't usually beat that level of competition. Fucking Manel Cop. Yeah, Manel Cop has some fucking like some racist eugenics like argument for it or something. Fucking ridiculous. Benny was pondering retirement prior to the win streak that Hernandez KO had him close to checked out. Yeah, and if you go back and look at that, like, Close almost knocked him out too. Like, Benny just doesn't have a good chin, man. He just doesn't. Yeah, I think you got to go with Sarukian. I don't know if I'm going to lay that chalk. I'm tempted to. Like, it's not a crazy line or anything, but I just don't know, man. I might just pass. Yeah, I agree. He's been through it. Dariush has been through it. He has been, and when he goes down, man, he gets hurt bad. And like, Sarukian isn't that dude necessarily. Like, he's not a one-punch knockout artist. So I think it's probably a Sarukian decision. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, Arman's been knocked out before too, so he could get knocked out. I can see that. Benny hits hard. Sarukian's been dropped in the UFC. He's been knocked out before he got to the UFC by some fucking nobody. But Benny has been famously slumped 3 times and just recently got head kicked by Charles. So I don't know, man. When was that? That was this year. Was it? Was that? I feel like that was early this year. Oh God, the months and even years now are blending together, boys. Yes, it was a few months ago. Jesus Christ. Feels like a while ago, man. Back in June, he got head kicked. So not taking a ton of time off. I mean, I guess it's not like a 3-month turnaround or anything, but you know, June, July, August, September, October, November. We're still in November. So yeah, 5 months, a little over 5 months. That's not bad, but And yeah, it's not the stylistic matchup as Charles. Like Charles is a much more dangerous striker. Sarukin's more of a grappler and like well-rounded fighter. So again, styles make fights, but I mean Sarukin's 27, dude. Not like he has no knockouts. He has more victories by knockout than any other method. It's just in the UFC, it's been a lot of decisions. But yeah, Sarukin should get it done. But yeah, again, another. I guess Benny's a live dog. I mean, I know it's funny though, man. I haven't heard a ton of people on Dariush. People were. It's so funny, man. People were all over Beneil Dariush versus Charles Oliveira, but now you get pussy to bet Benny versus Sarukian. It's just funny. I agree. That's fair. Yeah, I mean he's been knocked out before. He got dropped by Scamrot. He got rocked by Silva. Benny's the fighter who always loses when people buy in, but then when he's counted out, you're fucked. Yep. I got the Turnukin parlay hitting probably. UFC is Scamrot didn't exist. Insert futuristic society meme. Oh man. Yeah. Could have been a whole different world. We could have been living in the future now, boys. But Scamrot just fucking ruined everything. Because he's a Polish piece of shit. And he's a fucking talented fraud. And sometimes he win fights and did the good performance, and sometimes his performance is not good, but he win anyway because he get the win. And sometimes robbery, sometimes I'm put forth good performance, other guy break his leg. That's him. I agree. So, and it's not like, dude, you saw what happened when Charles started hitting him when he was on the ground. He just packed it in. That's what Sarukin. I mean, Sarukin's ground and pound is not exactly pillow fisted. That's how he gets a lot of dudes out of there. Gets on top of them and just smashes them. I mean, can y'all not see that happening? So yeah, I got to pick Sarukin there. He does, dude. I cannot stand that motherfucker. Probably one of my most loathed fighters in the UFC. Fucking Scamrot. I can't stand him, and his success just infuriates me. I mean, he looks like he's on the spectrum too. Like he's always like in interviews, he's always like bug-eyed and crazy looking. He's a strange dude. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, if Sarukin goes in there and doesn't respect Benny's power, he could get knocked out. But I think if he fights smart, he'll probably win a pretty lackluster decision. But yeah, I would agree with that. I think they're both kind of the same fighter, Benny and Sarukin. Or are you talking about Gamrot? I agree with that too. I mean, Benny, I'd say Gamrot and Sarukin are kind of the same fighter. I'd compare those two. And I think that was a robbery too, man. I think other than that moment of him like clipping Sarukin, I think Arman won most of the rest of that fight. So, anyways. Well, boys, been over 2 hours. I think I'm going to wrap this one up. I don't think it's going to get any busier than this. So, yeah, I think we done hit our peak. It wasn't bad, though, man. I got 8 people in here in the middle of the afternoon. So, I appreciate everyone that stopped through, man. Not the worst live viewership I've ever got. So, I appreciate y'all. I'll get the song ready. So, for the rest of the week, sorry, I got to stretch. For the rest of the week, Thursday will be a big day for me. And probably moving forward, it's going to be like this. Thursday, if you like talking movies, come back to this channel for another episode of the Cosmic Countdown featuring your boy and one Aaron the dog. I'm pretty sure it's going to be at 4, but I need to double check with Aaron and make sure that time still works for him. But if you like talking movies, man, come back here Thursday. We will be counting them down. Aaron and myself are counting down our top 100 favorite movies, and there's a new episode this Thursday. Also Thursday, I will be returning to the MMA Locker Room Talk podcast. That's Pub Sports Radio's podcast. You can find that anywhere. Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. So I got another episode of that. Very pumped for that. And we will more than likely make a parlay. So I'm looking forward to adding that to my slate. So I'll be thinking about some of the favorites that I like. I'm pretty sure I know who I'm going to plant my flag on. And yeah, looking forward to that on Thursday. So shout out to the boys at PSR. But I will be back on this channel talking movies on Thursday. Pretty sure it's going to be at 4, but like I said, I'm going to double check with Aaron. And then Friday, we'll be back covering the weigh-ins. So yeah, that is the rest of the week for me as far as streaming and podcasting goes. So check all that shit out, man. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Had one of my buddies from the real world come through on the last one, man. That was a nice treat. So yeah, shout out to everyone that's been coming through on those streams. It's been a lot of fun. We'll be back this Thursday for another one. Like I said, probably at 4, but I will check with Mr. the dog to make sure. But yeah, man, cover the weigh-ins Friday, and yeah, I think I've got my slate pretty set. Other than the pub podcast parlay, I think I'm just going to hold what I got. So with that being said, let's wrap this thing up. Big shout out and salute to the Dome. Appreciate all the boys coming through. Shout out to the best group chat in the world. Shout out to all the boys at PSR, Pub Sports Radio. Like I said, we'll be returning with another episode of the MMA Locker Room Talk podcast. So check that out. Download it wherever you can do that with podcasts. And looking forward to that. As I was just saying, Thursday I'll be back on this channel with Aaron the dog. So shout out to him. And shout out to everyone that's been coming through for the Cosmic Countdown. There'll be a new episode of that. This week will be episode, I think it's week 8, and it will be number 65 through 61. So check that out as well. Thanks again to everyone that came through. I will be back Thursday and Friday. So smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hope to see y'all then. Have a good week. This has been just my 2 cents, and I will catch you boys on the next one. Peace.